Azure Virtual Desktop, AVD, is Microsoft's cloud-based service that enables secure remote access to a full desktop or application experience from anywhere. Here's a breakdown of how AVD works. Before we get started, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave your comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on LinkedIn at 247gigs.com and Instagram at 247gigs. For the latest updates, visit our website at 247gigs.com. 1. Core components of AVD. A. Host pools. A host pool is a collection of Azure virtual machines, VMs, that run Windows desktops and applications. Each VM in the pool hosts a session for users. B. Session hosts. These are the VMs where users' sessions run. Session hosts can run Windows 10/11's multi-session, Windows Server, or single-session operating systems. C. Azure Resource Manager. The deployment and management of resources like VMs and networks are handled via Azure Resource Manager templates or interfaces. D. Azure Active Directory, AAD, provides user authentication and identity management. Optionally integrates with on-premises Active Directory through Azure AD Connect. E. Remote Desktop Protocol, RDP. AVD uses an enhanced version of RDP for a high-performance user experience, including features like GPU acceleration and optimized media streaming. Management and monitoring tools. Azure provides tools to manage and monitor AVD environments, such as the Azure Portal, Log Analytics, and Application Insights. 2. User access workflow. Authentication. Users log in via the remote desktop client or web browser using their Azure AD credentials. Connection broker. The AVD service checks the user's credentials and directs them to an appropriate session host in the host pool. Session management. A session is created or redirected to an existing session if applicable for session-based environments. Secure connection. The user's device connects securely to the session host using the RDP protocol, routed through the AVD gateway. 3. Deployment scenarios. A. Personal desktops. Each user gets their own dedicated VM, ideal for high-performance or custom workloads. B. Pooled desktops. Multiple users share the same session host, optimized for cost and scalability. C. Remote apps. Specific applications are virtualized and streamed to the user's device. The user experience feels native, even though the app runs in Azure. 4. Benefits of AVD. Scalability. Easily scale resources based on demand. Cost effectiveness. Pay only for what you use, for example, compute storage. Flexibility. Access from any device, anywhere. Security. Centralized management with built-in compliance and security features. Compatibility. Supports both Windows and non-Windows environments. 5. Common use cases. Remote work and business continuity. Disaster recovery for IT environments. Application testing and development. Security-sensitive tasks requiring centralized control. Let me know if you'd like a deeper dive into any specific component. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave your comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on LinkedIn at 247gigs.com and Instagram at 247gigs. For the latest updates, visit our website at 247gigs.com.
Azure Virtual Desktop AVD security is crucial for protecting data, applications, and identities within the cloud-based virtual desktop infrastructure. Below is a deep dive into the key security aspects of AVD. Before we dive in, don't forget to check out our website at 247gigs.com and follow us on LinkedIn and Instagram at 247gigs. 1. Identity and Access Management, IAM. Azure Active Directory, Azure AD integration. Multi-factor authentication, MFA. Enforce MFA for all users to reduce unauthorized access risks. Conditional access policies define access rules based on user roles, device compliance, location, and risk levels. Role-based access control, RBACs. Assign least privilege roles to limit administrative access. Just-in-time, JIT, and Privileged Identity Management, PM. Use PIM to grant temporary elevated access to administrators. Implement JIT access to prevent persistent admin privileges. 2. Network security. Secure network access. Restrict public access to AVD using private endpoints. Enforce network segmentation with Azure Virtual Network (VNet) and Network Security Groups (NSG). Azure Firewall and Web Application Firewall (WAF). Implement Azure Firewall to control outbound and inbound traffic. Use WAF to protect against web-based threats. Zero Trust Network Access. Enforce Azure AD authentication for all AVD connections. Use VPNs or ExpressRoute for secure connections. 3. Endpoint and device security. Intune and Endpoint Manager. Enforce compliance policies via Microsoft Intune to manage device security. Apply conditional access rules for device compliance. Microsoft Defender for Endpoint. Enable endpoint detection and response, EDR, for advanced threat protection. Monitor device security posture and remediate risks. 4. Data security and protection. Encryption. Use Azure Disk Encryption for persistent storage. Enable encryption in transit using SSL TLS for secure communication. Azure Information Protection AIP. Classify and label sensitive data. Apply data loss prevention DLP policies to prevent data exfiltration. Backup and disaster recovery. Configure Azure Backup for session host virtual machines. Implement geo-redundant storage GRS for backup resilience. 5. Threat detection and security monitoring. Microsoft Defender for cloud. Enable AVD security alerts and secure score recommendations. Monitor threat intelligence reports for proactive security. Azure Sentinel for SIEM. Use Azure Sentinel to analyze logs for security incidents. Configure automated threat response SOAR. 6. Application security. Microsoft Defender for cloud apps. Monitor SaaS application usage and enforce shadow IT policies. Control user behavior analytics UBA to detect anomalies. Application sandboxing. Use M6 app attach to isolate applications. Apply app locker policies to restrict untrusted apps. 7. Compliance and governance. Regulatory compliance. Adhere to GDPR, HIPAA, ISO 27001, NIST, and other frameworks. Use Azure Policy to enforce compliance at scale. Audit logging and forensics. Enable Azure Monitor and Log Analytics for activity tracking. Conduct regular security audits using Azure Security Center. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit our website at 247gigs.com. You can also follow us on LinkedIn and Instagram at 247gigs.